Welcome to the Part 8 of Villain, the School Beauties plot. If you encounter any issues or have feedback, please let me know in the comments. Enjoy the content.
Chapter 179, Part 1. As time went by, more and more prodigy from all races came. The atmosphere at the scene became more and more depressing and solemn. At a glance, the entire depths of the 10,000 Beast Forest are almost a large area of darkness, with hundreds of prodigy from all races gathered together. Especially when the top 10 and half of the heavyweights on the void list are all gathered together. The atmosphere deep inside the 10,000 Beast Forest was almost solidifying into ice. At this moment, both pairs of greedy eyes were focused on the huge and plump fruits that were gradually maturing on the two towering sacred trees. They exuded a special and fragrant fruit, and they wanted to go directly to snatch them all. However, when their eyes saw the domineering figure in front of the two towering sacred trees and the Jingguan built like a hill next to them, they showed fear. If Chen Beiyuan hadn't stood in front and K** led a group of tough guys, which shocked all the prodigy present, they wouldn't be as honest as they are now. Among the people present, not only the alien races, ferocious beasts, but also the prodigy from various human race countries were very dissatisfied with Chen Beiyuan. Because Chen Beiyuan not only aimed the knife at the alien beasts but also at the human race. Neko Fukada from Sakura Kingdom, Chris from Sunfall Empire, Bruce from Bald Eagle Alliance. Due to the moment of excitement, these few people accidentally got closer, wanting to observe the growth of the fruits of the two towering sacred trees at close range, and then get in close contact with them. Then, their heads were twisted and they were piled together. At this moment, even the small groups in the Donghua Empire have different opinions on Chen Beiyuan. What on earth is Chen Beiyuan going to do? With so many people present, how can he stop him? No matter how strong he is it possible that he can still withstand all the prodigy of all races in the secret realm of the void? Now, the reason why there is no problem is mainly because the fruits of the two sacred trees have not been completely gestated. In addition, no one wants to be the leader and make wedding clothes for the people behind. This is why the current stalemate can be maintained. Situation. Nowadays, the best way is to unite the prodigies of all human race countries and form a united front to repel the aliens and ferocious beasts first, and then divide the profits internally. Is it possible that he still wants to monopolize the two sacred trees? The Chen family is still so domineering. Yi Chen's face was uncertain, his eyes scanned the surroundings, and he said in a somewhat unkind tone, "Interest has moved people's hearts since ancient times. The value contained in the fruits of the two towering sacred trees is probably even more terrifying than the 8th grade divine weapons. Even all the treasures that have been circulated in the secret realm of the void cannot compare to the value of these two sacred tree fruits. Especially those Ingsho fruits are enough to make those old monsters whose lifespan is about to expire crazy. In this case, who wouldn't want a piece of the action?" Whenever Chen Beiyuan revealed some cooperative attitude, Yi Chen would never behave like this. He was definitely Chen Beiyuan's most loyal supporter, and would stand on the united front without hesitation. But Chen Beiyuan made it clear that he wanted to take it all for himself. Yi Chen couldn't hold himself any longer for a moment. "Can you eat these two fruits of the sacred tree? Don't be afraid to push yourself to death. Whenever you take out half of it, I will be the first to support you." Facing Yi Chen's complaints, Wei Wushuang, Zhu Kuaishou, Qin Shaoxi, and others all remained silent, but they didn't have this thought in their hearts. When it comes to interests, people's hearts are a little unreliable. Even Zhang Yunfan, who had shown a friendly attitude towards Chen Beiyuan before, looked indifferent at the moment, looking dimly at the two towering sacred trees in front of him, wondering what he was thinking. Beiyuan is still young after all. Some things can't be figured out at the moment. He will understand after he experiences some suffering. The power of an individual is always inferior to that of the collective. You won't get far if you stand alone. When necessary, you must learn to live in harmony with others. Zhang Yunfan said calmly. Seeing Zhang Yunfan vaguely showing dissatisfaction with Chen Beiyuan, a hint of joy appeared on Yi Chen's face, getting ready to add fuel to the fire. But at this moment, there was a sudden commotion ahead. When his gaze looked over, it instantly became ugly, and his fists were clenched tightly. Even Zhang Yunfan frowned and looked a little embarrassed. I saw two extremely gorgeous and beautiful figures, ignoring the surprised looks of the people around them, and walked straight towards Chen Beiyuan. Bai Ruowei and Zhang Yunhua naturally knew how dangerous Chen Beiyuan's current position was. Chen Beiyuan's behavior at this moment was almost in opposition to the prodigy of all races present. Under such circumstances, any sign of involvement would arouse the hostility of countless prodigy from all races present. But they still walked out without hesitation. It was impossible for them to watch Chen Beiyuan bear such great pressure alone. It is different from the other brainless heroines in other brainless novels who have no strength but still want to hinder her. Bai Ruowei and Zhang Yunhua are undoubtedly powerful and lucky heroines. The strength of the two people during this period has reached the point of being completely transformed. Even the top 5 monsters on the Void list are capable of fighting. They are confident that they can help Beiyuan and withstand some of the pressure. Beiyuan. Bai Ruowei and Zhang Yunhua went straight across the death line and came to Chen Beiyuan, looking at the beloved man in front of them with complex eyes. And Anu, who was sleeping soundly in his arms. Coming. Chen Beiyuan slowly opened his eyes as deep as the night and looked at the two people in front of him, but there was no big surprise. With the characters of Bai Ruowei and Zhang Yunhua, even if he is the enemy of the whole world, they will silently stand behind him and support him. What's more, today's small scenes. Yes, perhaps in the eyes of others, he was almost in a dangerous situation of ambushing from all sides at this moment, but in his eyes, it was undoubtedly a small scene. Just when he was about to continue speaking, Anu, who was sleeping soundly in his arms, suddenly spat out the empty milk bottle, thrust his little head into Chen Beiyuan's arms, opened his mouth and bit randomly, and murmured in his sleep, "Benai, Daddy." Bai Ruowei and Zhang Yunhua's faces were slightly stiff, although they had roughly guessed Anu's pet identity at this moment. But when I heard Anu calling Beiyuan Daddy, I almost couldn't hold my breath. There's always a feeling that I am being cheated by outsiders. Naughty, snapped. With a calm expression, Chen Beiyuan gave Anu, the silly dragon who was pretending to sleep, a hard slap on the butt. Deliberately. It's definitely intentional. I've never seen you so well-behaved before. Now, do you know it's called Daba? If you keep pretending to sleep, there will be no Nana anymore. Bad. Yuan. Chen Beiyuan ignored the little silly dragon that woke up with anger in his arms. He picked it up and put it aside, then strode forward. He ignored the strange scene of 2 big and 1 small eyes staring at each other behind him, without even turning his head. He replied, "It's almost time. It's time to clear the place. In a moment, the 3 of you will be responsible for keeping an eye on the 2 sacred trees. If there are any fish that slip through the net from my side, they will be K*led directly. No one will be spared."
Thanks for watching. You can find the next videos in the playlist linked in the info card or directly on my channel. If you have any feedback, I'd love to hear it. Feel free to drop a comment.